Welcome to Tarot to a T. Today we're going to do a November 2022 reading for the sign of Taurus. Nine of Diamonds. Let's see if it comes out again. If this is your first time in my channel, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you to all the new and old subscribers I have. Your support is fantastic, and I guess couldn't do it without you. That's the bottom line. That's the honest truth. So I'm glad you're here. So what does Taurus need to know? Oh my gosh, the whole deck coming out. What does Taurus need to know? What message does Taurus need to hear for December 2022? Apparently there's something. There's something up. There's something up. Yep. I can always tell. I can always tell when I'm shuffling around what it's going to be. It's going to be something, let's just say kind of urgent. Let's just say kind of urgent. It may not be like earth-shattering, but something that definitely needs to come out. There's something at the surface here that is bubbling up. You know, that's kind of how I envision it. Something bubbling up to the surface. Cards of advice. Okay. Cards of advice. Okay. Let's jump right into it. Seven of Hearts. Heartbreak. Did you have somebody let you down recently? This generally denotes some kind of disappointment. Boy, I got choked up there. Disappointment or loss. Yeah, it's generally like the heartbreak card. Let's see what's going on with you, Taurus. Eight of Clubs, Four of Clubs. These came out together. So the Eight of Clubs is talking about, you know, it's kind of the Taurus energy. It's about me. It's being stuck on an idea. Eight of Clubs. It's being downright stubborn, actually. And I just, you know, I've known, I might have said this in my past videos, I've known a few Tauruses, so I'm a little bit, you know, knowledgeable about how they operate. And that's been my experience, is they get stuck on ideas. It's not necessarily a criticism, it's just, they're very headstrong. Now with the Four of Clubs, coming in with the Eight of Clubs, it's a little tricky. It's a little tricky to decipher this, but because the Four of Clubs talks about balance and stability in the home. You know, if you had somebody upset your home life with this Seven of Hearts, now that I'm thinking about it, you know, you dug your heels in and you insisted. What kind of story am I picking up on? Okay, you insisted that they not disturb your peace. Because the balance and the harmony in the home and the stability is so important to you. I mean, that's a total Taurus stance right there. And I think somebody here was really let you down. Oh, wow. Okay. 10 of Clubs. This is some kind of major cycle that ended. This is actually good news, though. It talks about travel. And I like to say it doesn't have to be physical travel, although it could be. It could also be mental travel. And in either case, it's a positive sign, okay? So the travel is for good reasons. It's going on vacation. It's about getting away from things. It's about maybe a surprise trip that you have to take, or you're being invited on. Now, mentally, if you've traveled from one space to another, and maybe it has to do with this broken heart energy, it's like coming out of a dark space into a more positive mindset, you know what I mean? So something wrapped up here. And I'm really getting the sense with that Eight of Clubs, it's about you digging in your heels and standing your ground and insisting that your home, your stability, and your security, because it's so important to you not be disturbed. Eight of Diamonds, Four Hearts. Eight of Diamonds talks about hard work paying off, and it can be an entrepreneurial type of pursuit that we're talking about with that Eight of Diamonds. I'm hearing it's like everything that you've worked for. It's about putting in the time, the hours, the energy, all of it, and it reaping rewards. Usually financial, but doesn't necessarily have to be. It's just about getting your dividends on that. Interestingly, again with this four, so you had two eights come out with fours on them, and the first one with the Eight of Clubs, Four of Clubs, it's about being stuck. But I really feel that's about you not compromising. And I'm not saying you should have compromised. I'm saying you dug in your heels, and by God, the balance in your home life is there. Whereas this Eight of Diamonds, again, it's investments. It's about putting work in and getting returns on investments. And the Four Hearts is about the home life again, but this is more about the stability and support. I mean, not stability, sorry. The support is what I meant to say. The support and connection that you feel with your home. It's like you put a lot of work into, let's say, a home situation, a family, right? And you're reaping the rewards of that. Maybe this heartbreak right here was in the past. Yeah, because it actually would make sense with the travel card here about you're traveling past that dark era, that darkness. Yeah, let's pull more cards. Let's pull more cards. This is quite the story that's unfolding. I hope you stick around. Okay. What else can you tell me about Taurus' situation? Eight of Diamonds. So this is a new start in finances. It usually talks about you desiring to increase your net worth, increase your income in some way. And so you're kind of perhaps picking up the pieces from the broken heart. I don't remember your last reading, but you might want to check it. I think there was some kind of relationship thing that was prominent as the theme. I'm trying to think of something. I think it was you, Taurus. Somebody like you. If it wasn't your sign, it was another sign I'm thinking of. But please check it. The theme of it was somebody letting you down. Like somebody wasn't as. They weren't the person you thought they were, right? And that Seven of Hearts energy, that would be kind of along the same lines. Things just not turning out the way you'd hoped. These came out together. Eight of Spades, Jack of Spades. This is dark. So it came out with the Ace of Diamonds. Now, this could have been a work situation if it's not relationship, because this Ace of Spades talks about stressful work situations, being overworked and it causing considerable stress. It's also about having problems with somebody in the workplace. And because it came out, right after this Eight of Diamonds, which talks about starting over and creating a new financial means or increasing your income, like I said. You know what, I'm actually remembering your last reading. It's about, there's a theme that's been going on with you the last couple months about having disruptions in your home life because you're pursuing a new financial opportunity, and I think it was some kind of career. Kind of the examples would be having to be away from home a lot because you're working kind of on a commission basis that requires travel, and so the income potential was really high. It's just that it disrupted your home life because you're away from home a lot for whatever reason, in whatever capacity. You know what, this actually kind of follows that that theme. Yeah, because with the Eight of Clubs, again, you know what? You might have made a turn with this new opportunity from the last couple of months, and insisted that it not disrupt your home life. That could be the stubbornness there, and the fixed idea of not I'm not budging. Um, I'll still do this work, but I have to be home more often. I can't handle the amount of disruption it's causing to my home life. And with the Eight of Diamonds, that is very much about being entrepreneurial, and the Four Hearts being affected by this new pursuit, this more. So I feel like it's a very solo pursuit you've been on in your career. For some reason, I keep getting like you're traveling and you're working on commission, and so you're really hoping this is going to pay off, but it takes time to build, and it's kind of new for you because again we have the Ace of Diamonds about a new start in finances, and with the Eight of Spades, there's stress around it. It's actually all fitting together. I'm glad I remembered that theme. I don't always remember the previous readings, but I remember yours now. The Jack of Spades. You could be dealing with a younger, is it air sign or water sign? It's an air sign. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Sorry. I get the two mixed up. It's either air or water with the spades. Or the Jack of Spades energy is also, a lot of times it's about you, the person I'm reading for, the sign I'm reading for, there's a paranoia or suspicion. Like you don't trust somebody. And I don't think you trust this work situation. That's actually what I was saying in your last reading. You should go back and check it. I have a playlist on my channel for Taurus. So you're welcome to go look at the November, there's two of them, November readings. Yeah, you're not trusting this work situation. Because it was starting to sound like in the last reading that you were, oh God, what was the word I used? It's like you were promised a certain compensation or payout, and you were starting to suspect that it really wasn't going to be that great. I think that's what this is about. I think we're still on that, kind of on that journey with your reading here. Because it's still a new start. It's still kind of new, but now you're having your doubts. Oh boy. Let's see what else I can pull out with Taurus. Yeah, the King of Hearts. This could be like a supervisor, somebody in charge. The Kings I always see as like a more dominant, controlling energy. It doesn't mean in a negative way. Sorry, I need to get something to drink. I'm choking here. But they're actually kind of a firm guiding force, whoever this is. Could be a water sign, a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. I don't see this as you for some reason. I see this as somebody who's influencing you. Again, I kind of see it as a supervisor. I think there's somebody who's encouraging you to keep at it. That's what I'm hearing. They're encouraging you to keep at it, because this is also represents kind of a fatherly figure. Again, somebody who's a mentor, somebody who's a guide. They have some power and some authority as well. Either because of, maturity or position, to be honest. Any more information you can give me about Taurus? Yeah, I think this is the job situation. I think something's changed. It could be that you just can't handle the traveling or whatever it was that was disrupting your home life. There's very strong indication of that, like the last 2 or 3 readings. 3 of Hearts. This is about being indecisive emotionally. Sometimes this can represent like 3 people. I think in this case it's about being pulled in different directions. Your heart I think is wanting you to be back home. Yeah, with this four hearts and the strong support and connection you have in your home. This could be your indecisiveness about what you should be, what you can do. Because I don't think you want to. I don't think you want to quit. I mean, I think you're kind of toying with the idea. Whatever pursuit that you've started here, you don't. You know, Taurus doesn't quit easy. They give it a good go. They're very patient. Um, but I think you are being kind of pulled in that direction of maybe this isn't for you. Maybe this isn't going to work. And your heart's also like determined to make it work, to keep at it. Like I said, Taurus doesn't give up. What else could you tell me about Taurus and this strained situation they're going through? Jack of Diamonds. Again, this could be a younger Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. I kind of see it as you, though. Again, this is kind of... I'm trying to remember if this came out in your last reading. I think it is. It's the Jack is... It's like being inexperienced. And with Pentacles, Diamonds, being highlighted with it, we're talking about material goods. Yes, definitely abundance, finances. So, again, this money... or this compensation or these like commissions, sales, bonuses, or whatever you're really looking forward to after all this hard work. You're not experienced with the mode that you're having to operate under. Does that make sense? To make the money. So the Jack of Diamonds is like that inexperience at whatever you're doing. Like it's still brand new and you don't feel like you're very well versed in it. You don't feel like you're very... You don't know all the ins and outs. You know, you're still learning. Ten of Hearts. Well, that's ultimate happiness, though. Interesting. I wonder if this process of whatever you've been going through, Taurus, has completed and you've actually put your foot down, which you did over here. It's led to your ultimate happiness because I think you actually stood up for your values here in some way, and you refused to compromise, whereas before, you know, you were being pulled in a direction that wasn't, again, and in those last readings, you weren't entirely comfortable with what was being asked of you and the things you had to do. Again, it was all about being your home life being disrupted, and that is not something Taurus deals with well because they need that security. They need to be grounded, right? Something has shifted, or I think this is about you standing up for what you really need. Yeah, and refusing to have this disruption. It's leading you to this. In any case, if you don't already feel like you have your ultimate happiness, it's leading to this. This is like some kind of, again, a light. I feel like it's a lesson you had to learn and an experience you had to go through to learn it. Let's look at your cards of advice. Six of Diamonds. Again, lots of opportunities and options coming your way financially. This is also the card that talks about being able to take more and more financial responsibility. So I see it as a good sign, especially in your advice here, that whatever you're doing and whatever you're going through is giving you more options. And the Three of Diamonds, look at it, there's huge emphasis on material and finances here. The Three of Diamonds, yes, you're very, very secure and in money and well, I'm not to say money, but in finances in general. But there's some confusion. There's still some confusion about, I think, how it's going to play out in the long run. If you're really going to earn, if I just say it straight, if you're really going to earn the kind of money you were promised. It's that kind of thing. Not sure what everybody's individual situation would be, but it's like maybe you were convinced or given the impression that it would be larger than what it's turning out to be. Or you're having your suspicions that you were misled. Let's just put it that way. But look at look at all the opportunities here coming up in personal growth. So you're learning a lot through this process, and I think that was obvious with the Ten of Hearts. Yeah, this is about personal growth. Personal growth. It's kind of the card that talks about you're learning something on possibly many levels, mentally, emotionally, financially. You're gaining some maturity, you're gaining some wisdom through all of this. So this is what you have to focus on. Don't focus on perhaps the short-term frustrations, right? But this is really putting you in a much better position to attain this. Five of Spades, that I know has come out before in those other readings. So, and I'll just break it down for you. This is the breakup card. I think this is, it's not talking about a relationship. I think it's talking about this job situation. I think it's ultimately you're gonna walk away from it. Okay, I'll just say that. Because the way I read my advice cards, this is like the end result down here. It's changes in circumstances. It's disruptions again. I'm sorry to hear that, because I don't think Taurus, again, likes to give up, and they don't give up easily. But I think as you go through this personal growth, you're ultimately going to realize it's not for you. It's not the path you really need to be on. But you know what? It's going to lead you, whatever you've gone through here, you got the two sixes that talk about new opportunities and options. It's leading to a place you need to be. I can tell you that. So don't think that it was a waste of time and you shouldn't have, ever started it to begin with, if you're thinking that way. Because it's obviously leading you to here. Okay, more cards of advice for Taurus, please. I keep grabbing too many cards, but this one keeps popping out. So I know the Jokers have come up in those past readings, and this again is talking about unsettled energy, things being up in the air. It's also the Magician card, though, which I like to see in this situation with you probably being on the fence with the Three of Hearts and being undecided about which way to go. The Magician card can be a great help here. That energy is like the universe stepping in and helping, perhaps giving you guidance, perhaps, a turn of events that helps push you in a more decisive action and being clear about what you really need and what decision you need to make if you're thinking about walking away. I don't think you're there yet. Honestly, I don't, because we didn't see that down here. We just saw the stress and the suspicion and then indecision. I still think you have some kind of mentor or supervisor who's trying to keep you engaged in it and trying to convince you that, yeah, you just need to be determined and keep going. Because they probably value your work ethic. Most Tauruses I know are very hardworking. So there's also that, you're a good employee in whatever capacity it is. Two of Clubs. There's some kind of communication that needs to occur. Yeah. This will restore the harmony and balance. So again, I think in at least one of the November readings, it talked about you holding your feelings in, not talking to people how about the difficulties you're going through. Again, you're being encouraged to communicate what's going on with Taurus. It's the advice that's going to help you release some of that stress. I can tell you that with that 8 of Spades, for sure. This is your card. Whenever this card comes out, I always think of the Taurus. So the Queen of Diamonds is, again, an authority figure who's less dominating than a king, but they still have a lot of power. They're more subtle. They're more quiet in the way they rule. And I always think of the Taurus in this because they also are very good with finances. They have a very solid, practical mind when it comes to finances. But there's some communication that needs to happen. And 5 of Diamonds, there are going to be changes coming down the road in your finances. Yep, this talks again about being able to take financial responsibility. But change is happening in the sense that there's going to be some kind of settlement, some kind of exchange. Dare I say, even a new way of conducting this business or performing this job. Perhaps to get you in a more comfortable place so that you will stick with it, you know, and you will be there for the long haul. One more card of advice. I'm still not feeling, except for the communication, feeling like there's something else that needs to come out. Too many cards. Too many cards. Too many cards. One more card of advice for Taurus. Okay. Oh, again, you're on this new start. I wasn't expecting that. You know, this is the equivalent of the Tower card. That's why it's a little bit taking me aback here, but no need to worry about it, right? Because this talks about rebuilding on a solid foundation. It's just that whatever was before, like whatever career you were in, whatever financial situation you were in, you're still on that path to rebuild. And I think it has shaken up your world. So yeah, it's totally appropriate that the Tower would come out, because I think this was an ordeal that has turned out to be more than what you were expecting, for sure. You know, you're still in the beginning of this journey. I think it's just it's there to remind you that there's a purpose and a reason behind all this effort you're putting in. Perhaps you kind of lost vision of that, like what your original intention was. And I feel like it's just pointing out, yeah, you're still rebuilding. You're still in the beginning of this. And we saw that with the Jack of Diamonds, that you're still kind of learning the ropes. You know, this is still all very new to you. So if I was to give you another takeaway besides the communication and being able to talk to somebody and get your concerns out there, I think you need to keep going. I think that's what it's saying. You need to keep going, at least for the time being, with this. But something is going to change. There's going to be some changes in your finances. And you're going to have new opportunities. The 6 of Diamonds especially, but the personal growth. And it's going to eventually lead you to probably leaving this behind, this whole situation. So just kind of a heads up, right? That, yeah, you might end up not sticking with it, but hang in there for now. And release some of that stress by getting your thoughts out there, Taurus, okay? I'm going to leave it there, but if you would like to see when the next reading comes out, go ahead and hit subscribe notifications or save a video and check back in with my channel. Hey Taurus, my camera stopped on me. I think my battery died or something. So I just want to make sure that I closed the video appropriately by saying take care until I see you again, and if you'd like to go ahead and check out that playlist, just to check out those November readings so you can connect all this together. You can do so by hitting my channel and going to the TAURUS playlist. So anyway, I will see you again soon. Take care.